Welcome back to Travel with Mihai. This is episode 5 of our adventure: 44 countries, 44 cities, 24 hours in each city. And after exploring beautiful Geneva, today we arrive in one of the most vibrant and unforgettable cities in Europe. Welcome to Barcelona, Spain. A city full of energy, incredible architecture, Mediterranean beaches, amazing food, and a culture unlike anywhere else in the world. From the colorful streets and hidden alleys of the Gothic Quarter to the world-famous masterpieces of Antoni Gaudí, Barcelona feels like a city built from imagination. But just like every episode in this series, we only have 24 hours here. So the mission is simple: can we truly experience Barcelona in one day? In this episode, we're going to explore iconic places like Sagrada Familia, walk along the famous La Rambla, discover local markets, try delicious Spanish food, experience the nightlife, and see why millions of travelers fall in love with this city every year. Barcelona is a place where history meets modern life. You can spend the morning walking through medieval streets, the afternoon relaxing by the sea, and the night surrounded by music, lights, and incredible atmosphere. Every corner of the city has its own personality, and every street tells a different story. And here's something interesting: Barcelona is one of the few cities in the world where you can visit a beach, explore mountains, admire world famous architecture, and enjoy international nightlife all in the same day. So grab your backpack, get ready for another unforgettable adventure, and travel with us through the heart of Catalonia. This is Barcelona, and our next 24 hours start right now. All right, everyone, we've just arrived at one of the most famous landmarks, not only in Barcelona, but in the entire world, the incredible Sagrada Familia. And honestly, the first thing that hits you when you see it in real life is the size. Photos simply don't prepare you for this moment. The towers rise high above the city, and every single part of the building is covered with insane detail. You can stand here for hours and still notice something new every minute. This masterpiece was designed by the legendary architect Antoni Gaudí, and the crazy part is, construction started back in 1882 and it's still being completed today. More than 140 years later, people are still working on finishing Gaudi's vision. Right now, we're standing around the outside area of the basilica, and the atmosphere here is amazing. You have street musicians playing Spanish music, artists selling paintings, tourists from every corner of the world, and cafes packed with people enjoying the view. It feels alive everywhere you look. One thing I love here is that every side of the Sagrada Familia looks completely different. The Nativity facade is full of life, nature, and detailed sculptures, while the Passion facade feels darker and more dramatic. Gaudi wanted the building itself to tell the story of Jesus through architecture, and honestly, it's one of the most unique designs ever created. And look around the neighborhood too. The entire area surrounding the basilica has its own energy. You'll find small bakeries, tapas restaurants, souvenir shops, ice cream stands, and beautiful streets lined with trees. It's the perfect place to just walk without a plan and enjoy the atmosphere. Over there, you can see people sitting in the small park in front of the basilica, taking pictures near the reflection pond. That's actually one of the best photo spots in Barcelona, especially during sunrise or sunset when the light hits the towers perfectly. And something many people don't realize is that the inside of the basilica is just as unbelievable as the outside. The columns were designed to look like giant trees, making the entire interior feel almost like a magical forest made from stone and light. Gaudi took inspiration directly from nature for almost everything here. What's also interesting is how the city changes around this area throughout the day. In the morning, it feels calm and peaceful. By afternoon, the streets become full of energy, tour groups, and local life. And at night, when the basilica lights up, the whole place becomes even more beautiful and cinematic. You can also find rooftop terraces nearby with incredible views of the Sagrada Familia. Imagine having dinner in Barcelona while watching the sunset behind one of the most famous buildings on earth. That's something special. And of course, we cannot forget the food. Around this area, you'll find amazing Spanish tapas, fresh seafood, churros, jamon, and traditional Catalan dishes. Barcelona really knows how to combine culture, architecture, and food into one complete experience. What I personally love most about this place is that it doesn't feel like a normal monument. It feels emotional. You can tell this building means something to people. Some visitors come here for architecture, some for religion, some for history, and others simply because they've dreamed about seeing it their entire life. And honestly, standing here right now, I understand why. So if you ever visit Barcelona, this is one place you absolutely cannot miss. Whether you come during the day or at night, whether you explore inside or just walk around the neighborhood, the experience is unforgettable. Alright, everyone, we are now walking through one of the most famous streets in all of Barcelona, the legendary La Rambla. And honestly, this place feels like the heartbeat of the city. It's loud, colorful, busy, full of energy, and no matter what time of day you come here, there's always something happening. The first thing you notice is how alive this street feels. Street performers are dancing, musicians are playing live music, artists are painting portraits, tourists are everywhere, and locals are just casually walking through the crowd like this is completely normal. La Rambla is not just a street, it's an experience. As we walk, you can immediately see how international Barcelona is. On one side, you have huge global brands, and on the other side, small local shops that have been here for generations. Right over here, we can see the famous Mango store. Since Mango was actually founded in Barcelona, shopping here feels a little different compared to seeing the brand in other countries. The store is modern, elegant, and packed with people looking at the newest fashion collections. Barcelona really has this stylish Mediterranean vibe, and you can feel it inside stores like this. A few steps later, we pass by a smaller restaurant called Alcoda Azul, one of those cozy places where you can stop for tapas, seafood, or just a coffee while watching the world walk by. And honestly, one of the best things about La Rambla is simply sitting at a terrace cafe and observing the atmosphere. You hear 10 different languages around you while people from every corner of the world pass by. Now, something interesting about this street is the architecture. Look around at the buildings. Most of them have classic European facades with balconies, detailed windows, old stone walls, and beautiful ironwork. Many buildings date back more than a century, and even though shops on the ground floor are modern, the upper parts still preserve the historical identity of Barcelona. Some apartments above these shops are absolutely incredible inside, with high ceilings, mosaic floors, and giant windows overlooking the city. And speaking of apartments, property prices here are honestly crazy. An apartment directly on La Rambla can easily cost well over 1 million euros depending on the size, the balcony views, and the condition of the building. Imagine waking up every morning with this energy right outside your window. It's beautiful, but definitely expensive. As we continue walking, we also pass smaller specialty shops like Change Lingerie, which brings a more modern shopping atmosphere into this historic street. That's one thing Barcelona does really well, mixing old world charm with modern international brands. And right here is something I personally love, the Culinarium store. If you enjoy cooking or food culture, this place is amazing. Inside, you'll find kitchen tools, Spanish cooking accessories, coffee makers, wine items, and everything connected to Mediterranean cuisine. It's actually a really fun place to explore because it reflects how important food culture is in Spain. Now, if you look further down the street, you'll notice another thing about La Rambla. Almost every building has tiny balconies full of plants, flowers, laundry, or small decorations. Even though millions of tourists come here every year, people still actually live in these buildings, which gives the area real personality. Over here, we pass the Casas store, another example of the shopping culture around La Rambla. Fashion, shoes, accessories. Shopping is a huge part of the Barcelona experience, and you can spend an entire day just exploring stores around this avenue and nearby streets. And of course, no major international street would be complete without Sephora. The Sephora here is constantly busy, especially with tourists. You'll see people walking out with shopping bags while others stop just to cool down inside because Barcelona can get very warm during the summer months. Then, only a short walk away, we find something almost everyone recognizes instantly: Starbucks. It's funny because even in one of Europe's most historic streets, you still find these familiar international brands. And honestly, sometimes travelers just want a coffee they already know before continuing their adventure through the city. As we keep moving, we start seeing signs connected to local offices and organizations, including references to Diputació Barcelona and community associations like Asociacions d'Amics. These places remind you that Barcelona isn't only tourism and nightlife, it's also a living, working city with strong local identity, culture, and community life behind the scenes. Another thing I really notice here is how mixed the atmosphere becomes throughout the day. In the morning, La Rambla feels calmer, with locals opening shops and cafes preparing breakfast. During the afternoon, it becomes completely packed with tourists, performers, and tour groups. But at night, that's when the street transforms again. The lights come on, restaurants fill up, music gets louder, and Barcelona suddenly feels even more cinematic. There's this warm golden glow reflecting on the old buildings, and people stay outside much later than in many other European cities. The energy here at night is honestly unforgettable. And what makes La Rambla special is not only the shopping or the restaurants, it's the feeling that anything can happen here. Every few meters, you discover something new: a hidden alley, a flower stand, a street artist, a musician, a market, or a small cafe full of locals. Barcelona itself has this balance between chaos and beauty. It's energetic without feeling overwhelming, creative without trying too hard, touristic, yes, but still authentic in many ways. And visiting in March gives the city a really unique atmosphere. The weather is comfortable, not too hot, not too cold, perfect for walking for hours. Trees begin turning green again, outdoor cafes become lively, and you can already feel the city waking up for spring. The sunlight in March makes the buildings glow beautifully, especially in the late afternoon. There's also this relaxed feeling in Barcelona during this time of year. It's busy but not as crowded as peak summer season, which means you can actually enjoy the streets, the architecture, and the atmosphere without feeling rushed. So, walking through La Rambla in March feels almost perfect. You get the beauty of Barcelona, the movement of the city, the Mediterranean air, the music, the architecture, the food, and the culture, all combined into one unforgettable experience. And honestly, this is exactly the kind of place that makes you understand why so many people fall in love with Barcelona. And just like that, our 24 hours in Barcelona come to an end. What an incredible city! From the breathtaking beauty of Sagrada Familia to the energy of La Rambla, the amazing food, the architecture, the beaches, and the atmosphere everywhere around the city, Barcelona truly feels alive every second of the day. What I loved most here is the balance. You have history, culture, nightlife, art, and the sea all together in one place. One moment you're walking through medieval streets, and the next you're surrounded by modern city life and palm trees near the Mediterranean. It's honestly one of those cities that leaves a strong impression on you long after you leave. I can definitely understand why millions of people visit Barcelona every year. It's colorful, energetic, creative, and full of unforgettable moments. And even after spending 24 hours here, it still feels like there's so much more to discover. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of 44 countries, 44 cities, 24 hours in each city here on Travel with Mihai. If you enjoyed this adventure, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next destination. We still have many incredible cities left to explore together around the world. And until the next episode, keep traveling, keep discovering, and keep chasing new adventures. I'll see you next time.